We'll go straight to the halacha class for today. The question yechave daat is: Haim mutar lenashim latel podra powder al penehen b'shabbat or yesh bazeh isur mishum sevi'ah b'shabbat? Are women allowed to put on makeup on Shabbat, powder makeup, or is it a violation of dyeing their skin with colors on Shabbat? Masechet Shabbat, Shaninu b'Braita, we learned in Masechet Shabbat. Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar Omer, Mishum ben Eliezer, Isha lo ta'avit serak al pnei b'Shabbat, mipnei shesovaat. It says in Shabbat, in the name of Rabbi Eliezer, that a woman cannot put on makeup on Shabbat because it colors her skin. Piresh Rashi explains, Serak hu seba edom she'asui lehe'adim hapanim. It's talking about a red, like a blush or a red makeup powder. It's sovea. They used to dye the skin, maybe later he says it. Yaakov. He's always ahead of the game. It's coming. Memarayach maybe. Says Marat Shulchan Aruch, Asur leisha lehaabit serak al panei b'Shabbat mishum sobea. Kahol is eye makeup, and so Shulchan Aruch says they can't do the face makeup nor the eye makeup. That's what Marat Shulchan Aruch writes. Magen Avraham over there says, as long as it's the manner of women to do cosmetics like this, it's asur because of dyeing and coloring the skin. According to this, it's very obvious that you can't use makeup, lipstick on Shabbat because it's dyeing the lips. Maran Bet Yosef writes, Maran Bet Yosef holds it's not a deoraita, it's only going to be a derabanan. Like the Rambam would say, so Maran Shulchan at least he'll hold it's not allowed, but it's not allowed rabbinically. It should be the same thing. Putting the powder on the skin is the same thing as the Gemara says about the sirak, which Rashi said is cosmetics. After we look into this deeper, לנתינת אבקת הפדרה על הפנים שבמשך זמן מה היא מתנדפת מאליה ואינה מתקיימת כלל. Says Maran Chacham Ovadia alav shalom, there's a difference between regular cosmetics, which is oil or cream based, and powder cosmetic, which is going to go away on its own and it doesn't last if it's just powder based. This is a halacha we did a few months ago, that you're allowed to do meh bosim and you're allowed to have rose water and you're allowed to use that on Shabbat. Why? Because it's not lasting. It's not going to last. So the same thing, says the Chaladia, might be the case. Powder, if you use cosmetics that's based on powder only with no oil or cream, that doesn't stay there, then maybe that will be allowed. Moshe Feinstein agrees and he says you're allowed to use powder-based cosmetic on Shabbat. The reason why they said it's asur is because it's the powder, the makeup stays in the face. Like the Meiri writes, this is the words of the Meiri. Asur leisha lehaabit serak al panei b'Shabbat v'hu hanidbeket samim adumim al paneha le'alot asma shehi na'ah. Says the Meiri, it's talking about when it sticks to the face. It's a cosmetic that sticks to the face to make a person prettier. Because it's like dyeing. This is what the Meiri writes. Aval, says the Chaladia, Avkat powder, if you just use the powder which doesn't really stick so good to the face, it won't be asur, even rabbinically. Going to be Avraham Haim Na'eh. Hacham loves Haim Na'eh. He always uses him for the shiurim. He's a Chabad rabbi, and he says it's the same thing here. Shekol she'en hatzeva nedbak yafeh b'nitzba lo shayach bo gedet sevi'ah. As long as the dye, as long as the coloring doesn't stay very, very well, it wouldn't be the isur of sevi'ah, of dyeing. powder b'Shabbat, and therefore Reb Chaim Naya also holds you can use the powder-based makeup on Shabbat. Then let's skip this Yerushalmi things. Skip to what Yaakov was asking about.
But they're getting into all these technical things. At the end of the day, what's sticking? 1 minute, 3 minutes?
No, makeup is Oh, you're saying what's the gedder of sticking?
Yeah, I mean, it talks about powder. I mean, not that I know anything about those things, but they have those things on the face, blush, all those things.
Yeah.
It stays to a certain level of time.
Yeah, if they use oil-based, I think it stays. It stays. And sometimes I see my wife have to ask her to wash it off. And even if she washes it off, it's still there. I mean, if you use real makeup, it stays. But the powder doesn't. Okay, now, the Omnam Bishut Maharam Brisk, Helik Aleph, he writes, Shebe powder lebana, with white powder, which I guess you'll call foundation. I'm not an expert either. But I think if it's white powder, it must be the foundation they put before the makeup. It's not made for the coloring. Yesh le'atid, he would hold allowed. About that powder siv onit, but colored foundation, I guess. Shemeshane gavan or papanim, it changes the coloring of the face. The Maria had to look differently. The rabbi from Brisk would hold that's asur. He holds that the white would be allowed and the coloring would not be allowed. Yaakov, what he says over here is, someone wants to say that it's asur from milaven, whitening. Yeah, even the powder to clean and whiten the wool. They would clean and whiten the wool. So, Yusuf milaven.
No, laben is something you build like laben vina, laben.
Yeah, but that's not what they did in the Mishkan. They used it for the
You're saying in the Mishkan's building, they used it for the wool, milaven. They used to clean it.
So the toledot are like what you're saying, but the Av Melacha is the whitening.
No? What? It's different? But he says, no, it's not going to make me laben. And then another one says, what you said also, smoothing. Smoothing. She would told that the melechet mehek. The mehek is the smoothing. They used to smooth the leather. He says, no, it's not. I'm not going to make a asur from this either. At the end over here, he says, in any event, we're going to be lenient if it's powder based. Ben be'abkat powder lebana, whether it's a white powder, or ben be'abkat powder sivonit, or a colored powder. Since this whole thing is anyway rabbinic, it's also a mahlok. The Rif didn't even put this whole halacha of sarak, of makeup, in his halachot. Rabbi Eliezer in the Gemara, who said it was asur, is daat yechida'ahu. It was only a singular opinion, and maybe the halacha is not even like this whole thing. The halacha maybe is not like him. Because you don't dye and color a face, it's not the same. So maybe the halacha is not even like Rabbi Eliezer, and this whole thing, the whole pirasha you could throw out, like the Rif would say, and even so, it's going to be drabanan. Therefore, be lenient. Yes, we know Manashu Haruch, he holds not like the Rif. He holds like Rabbi Eliezer, that you cannot put sarak, you cannot put makeup. Don't also add to Manashu Haruch about powder that's not oil based. Yesh le'atid netilat powder gam sivonit. Even if it's a colored powder or a colored makeup that has color to it, but that's powder, you're allowed to. As long as there's no mixture of cream or oil. There was one, that is a very interesting opinion. The Ra'aban holds, he holds you should be lenient and allow the makeup. Why? What do you think?
Make the ladies happy, so they go out.
Make the husbands happy. So the husbands don't kill them. When it's rabbinic, we'll go on the easy way. And I'm just going to read you the summary in Hazon Ovadia because he says it also very clearly here. In Hazon Ovadia he says, it's the first part of this book, Soveya, Asur leisha, it's the second one. Asur leisha leha'abi seva al paneha. A woman cannot put, let's call it makeup, cosmetics on her face, or lechahol aniyah b'Shabbat, or to put the eye thing, I forget what they call it, eyeliner on Shabbat, mishum isur sovea, because it's coloring the face. Aba mutar leisha latet avkat powder al paneha b'Shabbat, but she can put the powder. Even if it's a colored powder, there should not be any oil or cream based in it. And the second one he says is the lipstick. She cannot wear lipstick on Shabbat, but she can eat berries if she wants. Or lefet edom. What is that? What is that?
It's like beet.
It's
A radish? What's lefet, Yaniv? Edom. Ush'ar pilat hasofrim, or other colorful fruits. Even though that'll make her lips turn red, since she's doing it to eat, she will be allowed. And so therefore we have to make sure that it's a hard one. This is a hard one for the wives. If it's the first time doing it, it might be not so easy to break the news. Huh? Turnips. Turnips are red? Turnips are red?
you have white and
White? I thought they were white turnips.
the skin is red.
There are powder-based... Yeah, left it. But beets are, what do you call it? What's the other word? The turnips. There are powder-based makeups. My wife buys it. There's a few brands out there. It's expensive. The 7 Day Shine, all these brands. My wife, there's a secular brand called Bare Minerals. The whole brand is all powder, 100% powder, no oil added to it at all. And so if your wife doesn't do this yet and you want to break the news, you have to be prepared to also spend. You can't just be cheap also and tell you can't wear makeup, but I'm not going to buy you the more expensive powder. Yeah, Hotel Shabbat. Yeah, got to spend. There are brands out there that are completely 100% powder and oil free, and that's the way to go for Shabbat with makeup.